this video I will introduce you the new Blender add-on Simply Shatter. It's mainly developed by Omid, Ghotbi and me, and we wanted to give an add-on which is giving the user the fastest way to create realistic shatter for images or inset animation. So let's have a look. I don't talk that much, I just show you the functions, how to use and how it works. It's a very nice add-on which is so simple and create ultra realistic results. So let's start. Omid prepared here a very nice scene. So we have like a plane where we can add the shatter to it. It's a low poly. We have boundaries and we have a floor. So if we go later to the rendering pass, we can see some interesting results very fast. So if you get more focus to the rendering later, you can create much better results, what I show you here. So let's start. First of all, you need the plane. It's the most common way how glass works. It's every time rectangle. It's like this, it's like this, it's like this. Yeah. And we started from this point and we select here very fast preset. I really like this one. You see we have three main UI options. It could be changed in the next versions, but for now it is the best way. You can later mix patterns. So you want to mix this and this, you have more dense, for example, but we don't need it at the moment. We can select this low poly object as a low poly. If we want to have a high poly object with much more subdivisions on it or geometry, you can use the high poly method. You can play with the resolution, with the select threshold, and so on. But these are all more detailed stuff we don't need at the moment first. Here you see the auto key button, we can turn it on. It will be like, depending if we have animation, it will be broke or shatter at this frame. So if we have like a glass which is not moving and here we have to break, it will break at this keyframe. We want this fixed normals. It's very important for the correct shading after the shattering happen. And if we have this like an animation, yeah, we have an animation, glass is moving somewhere and then it should be broken, we can keep the animation and turn it on. But for now we don't need it. We just start very easy. We go in the best way to use the shatter add-on is to make your screen that zoom in to the glass, so we have the biggest point for the shatter. We select the shatter preset and just simply click to shatter, and that's it. It's ultra fast, it's ultra realistic, and it creates super results. So we go automatically after the shatter to the physics part. So we need physics at the moment or not. We can apply physics to it now and we see nothing happen. And at frame 20, like we see here, it is shattered. If you want to apply physics, we easily hit this button and that's it. Yeah. So we have a little bit more pieces here. So the shatter we took a little bit. We can play with the frame end, like 70 we can push up. So, and you see it is falling through the floor. So the next point will be, we'll select the point at the floor, go over here. It's a static object, should be steady or slippery. Is it an animation? Whatever, we can keep animation if you have. Don't need at this moment, it's a static object, add as a collider. Hit play with space and we see, cool results. But we see some intersection in this point. It's the boundary. We want to have a realistic result. It should be stick here and there a little bit and fall afterwards. So just select these boundaries, and the best way here is you have separated objects like this. So it can create a better simulation. So we just select them and go over to the boundary settings here and add as boundary. That's it. And from here we can play. It will recache now and we see cool results. It's like holding at this point. We can play with the randomize, breaking. You see it's falling down. We can play randomize stuck. Depending how and which settings you have here, you can do it directly during the simulation. Randomize range. We see different results. The chance we can put to 0. We can put it higher. It really depends on some settings here. Refresh it a little bit. Sometimes it works, sometimes not, depending on Blender cache. But I really like this result. I can make a little less. Intensity 100 perhaps. Randomize range. Let's play around a little bit so we can see what we can achieve here. So I think the cache is not working that much. So the buttons will be added here anyway in the next version perhaps, so we have a little bit more control of it. But in general, I really like this already. So what we can do now is checking the stack. I think it should be a little less threshold to achieve more. Now it's not changing anymore. This is because of the cache perhaps. We can delete all the bakes and perhaps we need to move it a little bit here and there and adjust. We can work with this result. But anyway, we have here these settings for. It's really easy. You just pin to frame, whatever breakable, animated. If you animated boundary you have, you can all play around here. The next step is going to the bake settings. Well, like we have a 70, but I make 100. So we have a 100 frames simulation. It will recache now like this. A little bit of jittering. We can play with the physics settings. I recommend to use the preview anyway, because the finals sometimes explode like in freaking out. We don't need this. And we will see it after this. Yes, it's a little bit freaking out, but it has sometimes more realistic result. But in general, it's the best way to go with the preview physics. And it's much more detailed. But really, I don't like this, but don't worry, I can fix it later. So we can make this. Yeah, we see this, it's not that good. Yes, it has an offset of the pivot point. We can see it here. Some are in good pivot, but we need to reset it here. Set origin to the mass. Yeah, something like that. It's not perfect, but now we have fixed it. And we don't want to push all the simple buttons and operators here, so we don't have a mess of the UI. We recommend to understand Blender a little bit, so you can fix some of these points too. But we're not happy with the result. We want to have a more realistic, something as went through, like a ball. I add the ball, push it here, make a keyframe with hitting I, watching it's in breaking in 20. We can push it like here. We try to give him more it's a little bit. Okay. Yes, it's a really good point from here to have it breakable. And then we go over back to the collision settings, hit this dynamic and add as a collider. We select this shape and now we can check. And let's do, oh Yes, of course. We don't keep the animation. This was the issue. We just hit this button and add the collider again. Look at these results. Very fast and very easy. Look at this. If you like these results, yeah, we can take our cam, go for a really nice frame, something like that, and hit render button. That's it. But here we notice, man, we need the glass material. And for this purpose, we created these nice presets here. We will start with the default one. We select one shattered glass object. We go over to the render view, and I really recommend to use cycles here. It's optimized for cycles, and we select one shatter of the glass and apply shatter to glass. That's it. And what we will notice is, if we go back, the material is gone. This is because of this plane will be replaced in the viewport in this frame of 20 when it breaks and shattered. So what we need to do is we just select this plane and select the glass. And you see, wow, it works very fast, but sometimes you need to adjust a little bit to your needs. And you see already the dirt map on it is already added, but we don't want this. Then just select the plane or the shatter object with the material on it, go over to the dirt map settings, push out the roughness to 0 or the intensity, depending what you need. So if we have like 0 roughness, it's like the same effect, but depending on the lighting, you achieve different results. So for here, I would recommend to use something like this. So play a bit with the cam. And we see here the keyframes. At this part, the glass is shattered. So I recommend to insert the keyframe for this slider. Go one frame and push it a little bit like this. Insert keyframe and the next frame, and here we can push it fully. Insert keyframe. So we will have these results, and we see the shattered and the glass and the dirt map. So let's put this dark so we can see better. And we get the glass here. We don't like the transparency here, so we go to material settings, play with the transparency, play with the roughness or the metallic, depending what we need. Man, I don't like this. I need to adjust it to different colors so what we can see better. Something like that. I don't know. And light blending, dispersion we don't need here. I think this is more the lighting. I go over to something like this. Higher highlight. And the dispersion creates a really interesting effect, what I don't like. It's a little bit of greenish and orange like. Or this is I moved to less to the IOR, sorry. It should be like this somewhere. Can play with the glass itself. Go over the environment map again, and here we can see the light blending here. Yeah, sometimes it gives a little extra effect, but in this case should be okay. And the sphere, we need to put some interesting color, something like that, which is broke through some children's playing with a ball and breaks this glass. So look at this result. Just if I would not talk, it will be much more faster. Yeah. So if you play, we see really nice results. So let's have like this image here with a little bit motion blur and a viewport rendering like 10 seconds, and we can render it out. It's a full HD image at the moment. A little bit of motion blur. It's a little bit too much, man. We can go back, put the motion blur a little bit down, and I really like to have it in this kind of resolution, so we have more details. Yes, so in 10 seconds it's ready. But I notice now during the rendering the dirt map is not that what I want. It's not how I want. Yeah. So we go back to like where it is. We don't bake it at the moment. Don't worry about this. So we see it here. It's not that what I want. So in general, you go over to the dirt map settings and you can replace it here. But for now, we go over here. We select our glass and you can see here the dirt map. It's packed with the add-on. So you need to unpack it, use the file in original location, and then you can adjust it. And we have here some of interesting dirt maps created by Omid. So we can add them. It's more like a bowl. I would prefer something like that to test. And then we see better results, I think. It's like this. Let's try a different one, this here. So we can see the results here already. So the intensity, if we turn off and on, you can see directly the differences. This will be interesting too, I think. Yeah, this is cool too, I think. Yeah, this makes more sense in this part. And the glass is too much in roughness, so we can make it a little bit for the showcase only. If we have a mirror, we can put on metallic here. Light bleeding we don't need here. Dispersion depending on is metallic on or not. And that's the way you can create very fast glass. And just look at this result. But I want to have a really interesting result. It's not that much what I like. You should go over here. Perhaps. There you can see a little bit more like this. And we put back a little bit of the motion blur. Select the cam, play with the depth of field and select, for example, the ball or one of the shatter objects like this. It's a little bit unrealistic what I do here, but I want to have an anamorphic effect. Walk navigation and play a little bit here. Then depending on the lighting and all that stuff, we can create really cool results. So in this case, I don't like it should be blue or dark, so we can see better. Or just turn it black, the environment of it. And that's the way we can play around a little bit. Yes, this gives more of a feeling. And we try to render it very fast. Oh, I see it's too much. We go back. It's depending on the resolution, the frame rate, and so on. The motion blur. It's too much again. We go back. Perhaps it's that fast. It could be. But the results we created here, like in a few minutes, is amazing. Here we see real-time rendering, and it will be denoised in a few seconds. And look at this, really nice shatter, realistic, with a dirt map on it, like a shatter map, I will call it for now. It's so cool. So the next point will be like, we want to have this as an animation. For example, people want this as an animation. What should we do? What should we know? I play a little bit with the cam again. Walk like this. And we have this animation here. It starts somewhere like frame 20 and ends on frame 60, for example. Yeah, we put it here, or we go over to the physics, put it here, 60 and 20, and we bake the simulation. Okay, so we bake it. It's already done. It's finished. We can bake them to keyframe. Oh, a little bit. The messes happen. So we go from start frame, bake it back. Hello, from start. Bake simulation. No. And again, we bake the simulation. No. No, it's not ready. Now, yes, there it is. Now this we want to bake. We have this result, but now we can retime it and make it in slow motion. But here you will see we need to add more frames to it, so it can slowly work in slow motion. And here we can see already the dirt map, how it is growing. There it is. Look at this part here. If we have it slow motion, it's like ultra cool. Look at this shatter here. It's so cool. And we can make slow motion. The light bleeding at the floor. Look at this, how it is creating the interesting effect here. There it is. It's a little bit too less. We can play around with the shader, make more light blending. Sometimes it gives just a little bit more spacey results here. And look how it falls depending on the shatter. It's amazing. So I really like it, and I would recommend it to you. And now you can of course render it. I don't will do it now, but I will do it for the video, and you can see it at the beginning, and this will be the results of it. So just imagine frame like here 140. We go over here 140 till 440. This will be our range. I will render it and show you the results in the video. So let's check it here. I think it's okay, but I really don't like the floor at the moment. So for this I use my Simply Fast Materials stone. Perhaps a black one will be perhaps easier to see. No. Stone clay. It's okay. No. Stone black. I think the black one will be easiest one to understand what is going on here. Yes. Or just remove it because we have it. Yes. For the showcase, the best will be to show it like this. Ah, I did too much. Yes. So we don't need to render it, for example. Just look at the result. It's amazing. So just have a look. The add-on is super. It's easy and fast. And I totally missed to show you the other way if we just have it like this. Yeah. Go over here. We have a second plane. We easy leave it like this. We shatter this and go over to the shatter back. We can transform it with a randomize. Select the same glass, shader for this, apply it, and play with the shatter, randomize. You see the results are amazing. We can play with the thickness, we can make it thick glass. So let's make it like we have a thick glass here or a thin glass. And of course, depending on the roughness, the metallic, we can make a mirror, edge, dispersion we don't need here, light blending not. And here we can see the dirt map is working. We need to adjust it. We go over here. There it is. Which kind of glass we have here? It's this glass. So we need to adjust it here in the shader, transform for the dirt map. There it is. Really, really cool results. So have fun with it and get over to our Discord channel. I will put it into the description and give a rating if you like the add-on. Have a nice day and have much fun with the cool add-on. Bye.